So, how do I live up to my fullest potential, breaking through self limiting beliefs and doubt? Hey, humans, Coach Nate here with today's Mindful Focus. Today, we're going to talk about unlocking your fullest potential, living up to it, and overcoming the limiting beliefs and self doubt that prohibit us from being the best version of ourselves, the person that we want to be, the one that you want to be yourself. So let me ask you, where do your beliefs come from? Where or potentially come from? Where's the core, where's the foundation of that belief? Where was it created? And then what factors, these are questions to ask yourself, influence those beliefs? Was it your environment growing up? Was it people around you? Was it a teacher, someone at work, a boss, someone you're in a relationship with? What are the influences that you are aware of to your beliefs, to those thoughts that you have about yourself? Very important questions to ask. Are they ones that you've come up with on your own? Probably not. More often than not, there's some external factor or influence that has helped shape and form the belief that you have about yourself. Well, guess what? Somebody may have lied to you. More than likely they did. The reasons, another conversation for another day. Probably happened. The question then to ask yourself is that belief, that message, that I am embracing, was it a temporal situation? Was it temporary? Was it short-lived? An event or an occurrence? Was it an environment that you were in and are no longer in? More often than not, again, it stems from something that occurred in the past, some behavior, some event, some interaction in the past that influences, almost controls our beliefs about ourselves today. Thankfully, yesterday ended last night. And even if it was true then, question is it still true now? Even if it was persistent, continual, then does that mean that right now, in this moment, in this very present space, that it is still true? Questions to ask yourself. Is it a thought that is presenting the barrier, the obstacle, or is it something real and tangible? Because we can make thoughts go like that by focusing in on and being aware first that these are thoughts. Life's going to have its challenges. We know this. And there's no escaping the fact that life is going to do you dirty at times. There's things that are going to happen to us. Just like good things happen, not so good things happen. We're going to see both of those occur repeatedly in life. If it hasn't, keep living. But I suspect you already know what I'm talking about. Those events, based on how we process them and deal with them, can have a negative impact on our self-concept, our self-esteem, our self-confidence. There's where the limiting can come into play. Something bad happens, and then you begin to tell yourself, well, I don't think I can fill in the blank. I'm not sure I'm able to. There's some worst case scenarios there. I'm no good. I don't have value. I'm worthless. I suck. Please don't say those things to yourself. Our minds will try to lie and trigger those thoughts. They're lies. They're flat out, ball-faced lies. This brain, this mind, that what we're capable of, even again, if it were absolutely 100% true yesterday, that does not mean it will be true today and going forward. You have more influence over that and control over that than even yesterday did. So in terms of the let go, live now, win, the how to. We are best served when we gain awareness around what are these limiting beliefs and thoughts that we have. Become aware and then acknowledge them. You could say to yourself, I feel this way because when I was in grade school, teacher said, and I believed it. Teachers can be wrong, even though they're teaching. Fortunately, many are good. But that does not determine your fate and your future. I was at work and my boss told me I was an idiot. Well, he could have had a bad lunch, or he could be in a bad relationship, or he could have had a bad childhood. None of that has anything to do with you other than you were the person that he could put down that day so he could feel better, less worse about himself. When we become aware and acknowledge what is the factor that's causing the limiting beliefs, then that allows us to challenge them. Are these truths? Do I believe it? Do I know it to be true? Or is it somebody's opinion? And, as it said, everybody has an opinion, and opinions are like rear ends, right? Everybody has one. Some are big, some are small, some are loud, and some just plain old stink. Separate the truths from the opinions, views of others to understand what is real and what is perceived, what we think based on what others want to say or input based on their own self-limiting. If they don't feel they can achieve it, many times they don't want you to. And that may be the whole underlying reason for saying to you what they said that caused you to limit. Now, it could be that, well, I tried and it didn't work out. Yep, could happen. Maybe you did 10 times. That is not to say that on the 11th attempt, it won't work out. It is also not to, one of the other things that we can take away from that is in our trying, we may be learning of this may not be the path, but there's another better path that I'm supposed to be on, or what I'm supposed to be doing, or I'm learning in this process of trying and not yet achieving how best to get to where it is that I want to go to. And where I want to go may evolve in the process. I don't know of anybody who's achieved everything they wanted to in the first try without resistance. If that's the case, it was too easy and really wasn't worth it. Anything they say worth having is there's an effort. And it's difficult and it can be challenging. So in that instance, if you have tried, and we'll use the adjective failed, not you, but it didn't turn out as you had hoped. And then that causes you to say, well, I don't know that I can. I don't know that I should. It didn't work then, so why bother? But I want to do this. And a fear can hold us back. When we find ourselves facing that fear, what if I fail? What if it doesn't succeed? What if it doesn't happen? Well, play that scenario all the way out. Play it out. The what ifs. In your mind, okay, this may happen, that may happen. That fear has a power over us that limits our potential, what we can do, what we set out to do. Just the fear of that. Playing the scenario out, realizing you didn't die as a result. There may have been some embarrassment. There may, whatever, somebody's opinion. There may have been, some letdown and disappointment. Yep, an emotion, we experience it, we process, we release it. But it didn't end us. And so therefore we, as long as we have breath in our body, can try again. Take the power away from the fear by playing the scenario fully out as to what is preventing us. And now you've got your power back. And now you can say, I'm going to take that energy of, okay, so what if it happens that way? I'm still going to try. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to try again. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to try again. And I'm going to continue to, because I'm doing it for me, not others, not their opinions, which can be fickle and change like the wind. The way to achieve that, not all at once. There's a saying, how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. You try to digest the whole thing, you choke. It's through small steps. They say sustainable change is best achieved through making small baby steps. So I'm going to make this small step. Oh, great. I'm going to make that small step. Oh, that kind of worked out. Then I make this third step. Oh, crash and burn. It didn't work out. Okay. But I'm going to remember those first two. They worked. So I'm going to try again. And another small step in it. And each and every win that we have helps us to build our confidence in our abilities, what we know and feel that we can accomplish and achieve. And that fuels the next step forward. It's almost like putting out a step in front of you for you to be able to step on when it's unclear. Maybe there's water, maybe it's unstable. Each win helps us to move forward. And then when things don't work out, we can recall that it is possible, I am capable, I did achieve on that small scale. We should not ever undervalue the importance of small wins, because those combined together can mean a whole lot more than the big one, which can feel like it's fleeting, it's luck. But a large quantity or multiple small wins, those aren't luck. Those are your efforts that you put forth, that you were intentional about, that you achieved, that you own, that no one can take away from you. And then when things don't work out for you, make sure to show yourself grace. Be kind to yourself like you would someone else who was trying and it didn't work out, it didn't stumble. We tend to be very kind towards others and show them compassion and encourage them, and then beat the snot out of ourselves over some of the same things that we're encouraging others. Show yourself you were deserving. You were the first person in line to receive your compassion, your kindness, your grace, your caring, your support. The first. And what's left over are for other people. Show yourself, be your own friend, the same kindness. When mistakes happen, they're going to. When you stumble, it's going to happen. Trip and fall. Yes, help you pick yourself back up to continue for. It will take time. It will take practice. But anything worth having is worth working for. What you own is the effort to continue to try in spite of, no matter. That is one of the biggest weapons against the limiting beliefs and doubt. If you want to eviscerate, if you want to destroy doubt, do it with intentionality and effort and focus. I don't care what you're saying, you lying dirty dog. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of, and I know I'm going to continue as long as I have breath in my body. And each one of those steps means I'm winning in trying. You're losing in failure is in the simplest way, is not in the trying and not succeeding. Failure is in not trying. Say that again. Failure does not come about by having tried and it didn't work out as you had hoped. Failure is when we don't even try. So if you want to blow up, overcome self-limiting beliefs and self-doubt, do it with effort. More intentionality is a starting point, but putting forth the effort in spite of, and again, very small steps. And then one of the ways to help you achieve that is to know your why. Why am I doing this? Why is this important to me? Why does this matter? If you're doing it for somebody else and you don't really want to, it's not you, that can be challenging. And those doubts and self-limiting beliefs can often smother our efforts when we don't own it. We're not really into it. It's not who we are. It's somebody else. But when you know yourself and what you think about, what you go to sleep thinking about, what you wake up thinking about, what is important to you, what you value, and it's not going to cause harm to others, that it is a benefit, and you know yourself, you know your why. And another way to defeat the lying voices in your head that tell you you can't, because your response to that is, how are you telling me I can't do something that I am? How are you telling me that I cannot be who I am? You see how powerful that is? Then you know it's a lie. You know it's not truthful. Do not tell me I don't exist. I'm here. Don't even have to pinch myself. I know. Again, those are tools to annihilate the limiting self doubt and beliefs. It's a way to quiet the voices that are in our heads, the voices that you're not cosmic, but we talk to ourselves quite often. And when you're talking to yourself, sometimes you're being kind and sometimes you're being not so kind. And we want to quiet those not so kind voices. We want to let them know that we live here. We know who we are. We know what we are capable of. You know who you are. You know what you're capable of. You know what you can overcome and will. Having that slices through self-doubt and limiting beliefs like soft butter. You got to pick up the knife. You have to make the effort, but you can cut through it by knowing who you are and what you're capable of. Just sharing some insights with you. Feel free to try it or toss them. Both of those answers can be correct answers. Which one is something only you get to determine for yourself. If you like this content, please do feel free to give a like and a follow. Hit the notification bell so you know when I post additional content like this. And if you know somebody that could benefit from it, please share it with them so they too can be helped in their journey for mindfulness and well-being. And above all, always remember to let go, live now, and win.